Most of us, yeah. And then it's crazy too because um once something is instilled in us, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of hard to break that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to get out of, you know what I'm saying? Like, not knocking it, you know what I'm saying? Because I was going to church and stopped going to church. And, like, I know what I know. I know what I done read about religion and how it was formed and, you know what I'm saying? Like, how everything, they done made changes to it in order for it to become a religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, and from everything.
Through the process of transmogrification. I want to challenge everybody that's listening to us right now to go do some research on the Council of Nicaea. Go do some research on the Council of Nicaea. You know, I'm not trying to rock nobody's face.
Can you spell it? Council of?
Yeah, the Council of Nicea.
Nicea. That sounds familiar. I believe I read about that when I was actually doing the study. I mean, you know, because it wasn't a study, because it wasn't like I was doing homework. I was just reading, you know what I'm saying? Because like when your inner God is going through some things and it's stirred up and it's trouble, you know what I mean? And I know it's inner God because that's like that first initial thought that comes to you. You know what I'm saying? Like my uncle was saying, because he's a pastor. You know what I'm saying? He a pastor of the church or whatever, but he actually said to the congregation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how many people were listening, but he was saying like, y'all are living to please the outside force, God, when God is actually in you. You know what I'm saying? And he's not saying like, not necessarily saying I'm a God, I can make this happen. But really, when it all boils down, your thought, what you focus on, becomes your reality. You know what I'm saying? So if your mind is that powerful, why couldn't you be like that God type? Why you can't carry yourself in a God type manner? Not saying like I'm gonna strike you down, I'm finna make it rain type shit, but know that you got an inner God. Like, know that you like royalty. Like, know that you are one of the highest of the high. You feel me? Like, it's crazy because
that's why they said the creator when the creator formed and existed, he said he, and it was. You know, but that thought had to manifest
into a reality.
In the mental first.
Yeah.
For these things to be manifested in the physical in creation when it was being created. This had to be something that was already in contemplation, because that's why they say the beginning and the end, the Alpha and Omega. That's why the term, predestination. See, let me tell you something. When a baby is born, I'm gonna ask you this question: how many senses do we have? How many senses do we have? We have hearing, we have taste, we have sight, we have
hearing, taste.
The touch.
Yeah. They used to tell us it was 5 senses, but I think it's really 6.
Yeah, and we have smell.
Yeah.
But listen, we're actually, while we're inside the womb of a woman, we actually have 8. It's actually 8. But when we're manifested in the physical, we lose clairvoyance, we lose telepathy, and we lose telekinesis. We lose telekinesis, we lose clairvoyance, and we lose telepathy. See, let me tell you something. In this western hemisphere, where we are now, where we got taken from our natural space of Africa over here to where we have other things to concentrate on. Where majority of us, 70-80% of our day consists of entertainment here in Africa, and we spend those times meditating. And I want you to think about this. I honestly want you to think about this. See, in the Egyptian pyramid, diamonds, the Egyptian pyramid, it's shaped as a diamond. like, you know, you a diamond all the way around, you know, your name it's shaped as a diamond. That same shape that's on the top is on the bottom too. It's the same height that it is on the top. It's the same height on the bottom. But look at the difference of this. Understand this. Technology. Each one of those bricks in an Egyptian pyramid weighs 8 tons. Each brick they weigh this. Each brick weighs a ton. It weighs a ton. So, you know, you have to think about this question. But I'm going to give you the answer. But each one of those bricks weighs a ton. How in the world did they get that brick all in storage up high like that? They were in tune with the inner self. They utilized
everything. They
levitated. Yeah, they used their mind. They levitated those bricks up there. With their mental power because they were in tune
with the universe.
They were in
tune with everything around them.
Yes, they were in tune with everything around them. See, in the Quran, it tells us to pay attention to nature.
Yeah.
For instance, that landslide that just happened, in Sri Lanka, I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago. They had a big, remember that landslide that killed all those people that were in Sri Lanka? Okay, before that tsunami came to Sri Lanka, all of the village dwellers and the people that lived in the rural areas of Sri Lanka that had their tents and their huts in the rural area, the reason why they survived is because when they saw all the animals, you know, just taking off further up because they felt the tremors in the ground, even the birds were flying.
So that means they got somewhere too. We going where the animals going.
Yeah, these animals that usually hunt and feed off themselves in the ecosystem of life, they weren't concerned about eating dead. You had, you know, lions running on the side of rabbits or whatever, and they weren't even concerned about them because they were getting safety. But those people that died, that weren't in a rural area or whatever, bless their souls, because they're gone now. But those people that weren't in those rural areas, when they went up high ground along with the animals, paying attention to the animals, they survived because that's what we were supposed to do. We were supposed to pay attention to nature and everything around us. Because those animals had nothing low that hate something is coming.
And that's another reason why too. That makes sense though, cause I don't know, like I started, like I think probably was a couple of years ago, I started paying attention to like what insects, what birds, what animals I see all the time, you know what I'm saying, that I wasn't seeing all the time like that, or that I really wasn't just paying attention to. Then I started looking up the spiritual symbolism of the animals. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was crazy because I didn't know that everything like that had a spiritual symbolism. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it does, and it's really weird. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that they don't teach us that I feel like we need to know, just as well as okay, you know how the Chinese people, they'll do your massages and they use these stones and they have these stones all around and different stones. Okay, something told me one day, okay, look up healing stones. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at mine right now. I got like a windowsill full of stones. You know what I'm saying? Different stones that I found because when I started reading on them, and I was like, it was like they carry metaphysical energy. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's why the Chinese people use them. You can't tell me that Chinese people not smart. You know what I'm saying? So if these people are this smart to use these stones, why we don't use them? You know what I'm saying? And even in the Bible, they refer to stones, but they say that only the highest priest has stones. So if the highest priest has stones, the Asian people use stones. Why my black stuff can't have stones and use stones? You know what I mean?
Of course.
So I prayed, you know what I'm saying, that hey, God, if these stones are real and it's some kind of energy that could possibly help me make my life less stressful, or just me being around these stones and having these stones in my presence, let me find these stones.
Mm-hmm.
I ran through a batch of stones in Houston, and then I got mad and I threw all my stones away in Houston, and I moved back home, and I found a stone at the end of the driveway at my mama's house. And that was like the first day that I came home, and I looked it up, and it was a stone to block negative energy, right? So I was like, man, I'm finna start back getting my stones. So now I'm back with my stone collection, and I have them in the windowsill. And yeah, it's real.
Okay. Now listen. Let me tell you something. Don't. Okay. You okay in Mecca, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the Kaaba in Mecca, where I'm gonna show you how you on point. In Mecca, where the Kaaba is, where billions of Muslims go every day and circumambulate the Kaaba
and pray and
in the Kaaba, which is the first house that Abraham built, which is the first house of worship where Abraham built.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you know? Want me to tell you what's in the center of the Kaaba?
Probably a big old stone.
It's a big black stone.
Ooh, I know what kind of stone it is, because it's crazy. Because I'm looking at one right here on the windowsill.
Mm-hmm.
It draws negative energy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's a big black stone.
That's crazy.
Big black stone in the center of the Kaaba.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's you know what I'm saying? Like it's just so much that we were told was bad, you know what I'm saying, that's really not bad. Unless you, like what they said is it's your intention behind it that makes it bad, just like your actions. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do something bad but you got an evil intention behind it, then hey, if you selling dope and you saying, well, let me go out here and sell this dope and fuck up my community, and you know what I'm saying? You got evil intention behind that. But if you let me go make this money, man. Lord knows I don't want to do this. I'm trying to feed my family. You have different results. You have different karmatic levels than somebody with the negative energy, like with the negative intention that's intentionally going to fuck up the community versus somebody that's just trying to feed their family.
Yeah, but then don't you know that's what the Creator judges us on, our intention.
Your intention and not your actions.
Listen, just to bring this up, but you know, my song, you remember the song I gave you, that Poor Pam?
Mm-hmm.
The whole story of the young lady I gave.
Do you know it took everything in me not to add that song?
Okay, now listen, check it out. At the end of Poor Pam, what did I say? I say, and I asked the Lord to pardon our transgression. Our intention was in vain. In the end of that story, out of everything we did in that story that I depicted, that would be negative out of the end, I ended that song when I said, and I asked the Lord to pardon our transgression. Mm-hmm. Our intention was in vain. Oh, Pam.
Oh, Pam.
That's exactly what he judges us on. Mm-hmm. Our intention, and that's exactly what you just said, because that's what I depicted on that story as I wrote that song. You know, but OG Jflex, I catch flack from certain brothers, you know, that tell me, man, you messing up the game. Man, what you doing? You doing this, you doing that, you messing up the game. No, I'm just saying, brother, you're not listening. Mm-hmm. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
And let me tell you, everybody ain't going to have the same understanding. But listen, it could be somebody out there listening to us right now. You know what I'm saying? They could be just tuned in.